Time to talk Dallas Cowboys football, and you know the drill here. We're going to talk to Mickey Spagnola about this. Mickey, so the boys have the Giants this week, and I know motivation is never a problem because, I mean, this is a team that they doubled up on, though. I mean, they beat this team so badly. Has there been an emphasis on staying focused in this game?
Oh, I think they just have to stay focused on themselves. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They haven't won anything yet, right? So there's no coasting at this time of the year. They know they need to get better. The defense took great steps over these last two games, but they need to continue getting better in continuity with the guys that they returned on the defense, and obviously the offense needs to start scoring touchdowns and quick kick and field goals once they get inside the red zone. So, yeah, there's no let-up here. And while everybody's kind of counting the Cowboys winning the East, getting into the playoffs, Mike McCarthy has made a point with this team, basically telling them in his history, you got to win 10 games before you can even start considering playoffs or division titles.
Yeah, the Giants, they've been such a wreck over the last few weeks, and Daniel Jones, it looks like they're not going to even have him again. That's a lot of struggle for a team that lost that badly to the Cowboys. That's why I was asking you about the motivation. But on to defensively, you made a point about how well they've played defensively. Micah Parsons being called the next LT, what do you think about that?
Well, I liked his answer to that comparison. He said it's probably a little bit early to start comparing me to a Hall of Famer. So he's got a good head on his shoulders. He keeps things in perspective. But the reason it's happening is because you know, he's probably the front runner to be the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. And the last time anybody won the NFL Defensive Player of the Year and Player of the Year was 1981, and that was Lawrence Taylor. So that the Giants are playing, he played for the Giants. That's kind of why that topic came up. But he's versatile. And you know what? He just might be more versatile than Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was an outside linebacker. You can see Micah Parsons can play middle linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end, wherever they want to put him. He's been pretty good in adapting to that position. So he just needs to keep going. He realizes he needs to finish this deal off. He's got 12 sacks. The rookie record is 14.5 by Javon Curse. He's bearing in on that rookie record.
And, you know, watching him every week, it just seems like he's better every week. You can't imagine him. You say, oh, he had a great game. And then he comes back, and he's greater than that. Would you agree with that?
Well, here's what's happening, too. He's played awfully well, and now he's going to have both their starting defensive ends back on the field together. Demarcus Lawrence is back out there. Randy Gregory is back out there. And even Neville Gallimore has come back, played his first game last week. So they got a guy in the middle. So, yeah, you put those guys together. Offenses have a lot to worry about. And now they got to figure out where's Micah Parsons. And I thought the Cowboys did a really good job this past game of creating a five-man rush with Parsons either standing up in the middle or on the outside, causing the Washington offensive line to be in one-on-one blocking situations. And when you've got that much talent on the outside, inside, and along with him, chances are one of them is going to defeat the guy that's trying to block him. So that causes a problem for offenses.
And going back to the Cowboys offense, what do you see as the problem between those guys not being able to punch one in and to settle for the field goals? Because it seemed to be, you know, like when you watch games like that where a team seems to start doing that, it seems to be hard to get out of that.
Well, I think, number one, they got to quit committing penalties once they get into the red zone. Number two, they got to quit giving up sacks once they get into the red zone. Number three, this last week, one of the possessions, they had a drop that would have been a first down. So they just got to execute better. They got to clean up some of the mistakes they've been making. You get a holding call, a guy not lining up on the line of scrimmage, and you lose 5, 10 yards. That's kind of hard to overcome. So, again, just need to execute better and be able to create running the ball more effectively to cause teams to kind of crowd the line of scrimmage. And again, you got to be able to run the ball in the end zone. They haven't run the ball in the end zone. You know, I know Pollard had the 58-yard run, but once they get inside the 20, the runs for touchdowns have been 1 and 2 yards. You got to be able to run it in from like 8 or 9 yards at times to loosen up the defense.
And how's the health of the team as they get ready for the Giants?
Well, they're going to miss Tyron Smith. He'll be out. They aggravated that ankle injury. Cedric Wilson is on COVID. But the good news is today, when they had their basically their one main practice of the week, at least Tony Pollard was out there practicing on a limited basis. Sean McEwen, their second tight end with Jarwin out, practiced fully. And so the only other guy that really, and Ezekiel Elliott practiced fully too. So from a health standpoint, they're about as healthy as they've been all season long.
And how do you see this one going? Or do you think it's going to be the route that it was the first time? Because, I mean, it just seems like right now the Giants are just trying to just get through the season. Yeah,
and they've got to start a backup quarterback, and they're talking about even giving the third quarterback some snaps. And, you know, they've got a bunch of injuries, and they've got like 6 guys on the COVID list right now, not knowing if those guys will be cleared in time to play. And it's a bunch of starters, too, by the way. So, yeah, I think if the Cowboys just go out and be the Cowboys, they should be able to win this game. But what you got to remember, you know, you talked about how they beat them so badly. But at one point early in the third quarter, that first time around, the Cowboys were only up 17-13. And then they ended up scoring 14 straight points. So, again, it's never easy in the NFL, and it's never easy in the division when you go on the road.
All right. Hey, Mickey, thanks so much. Always a pleasure, man.
Good to be with you, Van. Thanks.
All right, man. He's Mickey Spagnola. I'm Van Tate. We'll see you next time.